Welcome Aquarius to your energy reading for what you need to hear right now. You clicked on this video for a reason, so let's find out what that is. Of course, as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If anything does connect, if you don't mind liking, commenting, subscribing, it really would help out a lot. And of course, we'd love to have you a part of the channel, so welcome in. Hope all is well, and let's just see where we go. What is going on for Aquarians at this time, Spirit, that we need to talk about? Okay, so we have past lives with the Moon card here. I don't know if you're dealing with a Cancer, have Cancer in your chart. Maybe there was something significant about Cancer season. This also can represent Pisces, Scorpio energy. So water signs in general, maybe you have water in your chart or dealing with one, doesn't have to be. But I feel like there's something maybe hidden or some sort of unknown. I don't know if this has to do with family or maybe something about like where you're going in your life right now, and maybe in some sort of transition or transmutation, or like in this possibly in between for some of you. It's kind of like this void energy is for some reason what I feel, especially if you have walked away or had some sort of closure with like a past situation. It could have been a group of people, it could have been something having to do with family, your home life, your intimate relationship, or just something about your spiritual awakening and enlightenment around this time, because this representing, you know, the moon representing your intuition, your connection with spirituality, and also something having to do with your emotions. Like, again, this transmutation energy of releasing of what's been maybe a weight or burden or baggage or caused a lot of, like, you know, unsureness or uneasiness having to do with like how things were going to play out in some kind of way. This card really makes me feel like to ancestry. So I want you to know that you are being watched over by your ancestors. And it's interesting because my face is starting to itch really strongly as I'm talking about that. And if you haven't seen me before, Aquarius, I get physical things that happen during my readings, which is just my way of channeling, and certain things mean different things for me. But what I'm trying to say in all of that is that you have a loved one that could be an ancestor on the other side. This could be someone that you know, maybe you don't, if it's an ancestor that's like before you were born, or this could be a spirit guide angel. But yeah, you're definitely being watched over around this time. So pay attention to signs, synchronicities coming up. Definitely trust in your intuition, and just know that you're not alone. I feel like that's the main message here, is that even when you are kind of like walking in a dark time, or it's like, you know, for example, like you're walking through a dark forest and, you know, only the moon is lighting your way, it's still kind of hard to see things. I mean, you're able to see a bit, but there's still a lot that is hidden. So it's like being able to kind of like navigate by faith versus sight. And that has, for some reason, been a common theme throughout the readings this past week. So I don't know exactly what's going on with the collective being called to like get out of fear and have more trust in the divine. And even though things may be messy or uncomfortable, you are on the right path or track. I hope that's making sense, but that card was coming through with a lot of energy there. But let's see what else wants to come up. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. So definitely working on yourself. Maybe you're working on your business, your finances, resources, or it could be working on your health, well-being, stabilizing your energy, grounding yourself, aligning yourself, meditation. But also this card is what I want to say is like, try not to get too caught up with the monotony or the day-to-day, like how things can sometimes be boring, or it feels like you're not really making a lot of progress, or maybe the work that you are putting in, you're not really seeing like huge results. But it's kind of like, how should I say, like when you're building a house, it's like what I also was getting, like painting. So I don't know if some of you are in real estate, construction, or remodeling in some way, contract work, or also artistry, like painting, singing, dancing, or I'm also getting interior design all of a sudden. My face is itching again. So I feel like this is something significant for some of you that Spirit is trying to help you not give up on whatever it is that you are wanting to build or create, even if you are still working on processing an ending or loss in your life. Especially, like, I mean, because I will say I don't always get this with the moon card, but with the past lives here and me getting so much itching on my face about like a loved one on the other side, maybe some of you have had someone who has crossed over. I heard grandmother in my mind, but it could be, anyone that's significant to you that you still could be grieving about, or even if you're not in those heavy grieving phases, because grief has stages to it. You may feel more like stable around this time, but also like questioning whether they're still around or helping you through this or hearing your prayers and requests. And but again, I feel like they will send you signs, and maybe that's something to ask Spirit to send you is signs. But I guess what I'm wanting to say in all of that is just that to not lose sight of your own life, and that it's important to keep moving forward. And yeah, some days are better than others, some moments are better than others, but it's important to not give up is the main message here, moving towards whatever it is you want to create next in this life, or in your business, in your relationships, in your home. Maybe some of you are remodeling or moving around this time. Maybe some of you are working on your business or creating a business, or you will be doing something like art, like maybe putting your art out there and making it a living and things like that. But that won't be for everyone. That's just kind of what's coming through with that. But let's see what else wants to come through for Aquarius. Hopefully all of this is making sense. Oh my gosh, yeah. And then you have the Eight of Cups here of letting go. And I really love the green of these leaves. Even though this is not clovers, for some reason, what initially came to mind when I saw the green here is clovers. So I don't know if clovers are significant to some of you. There was I had actually put a clover on the description for Libra. So if you're dealing with a Libra or have Libra in your chart, maybe check that out. Maybe it has to do with like letting go of someone that was important to you that could have been a Libra. But the Eight of Cups really talks about walking away and moving towards what your intuition is calling you to, because again, you have the Moon card talking about past lives. So it's kind of like letting go of a past life that is no longer in alignment with what you are building, creating, moving towards, or just not for you. It's just kind of like it was fulfilling you in a lot of ways, but at the same time, it just wasn't resonating with your soul or energy, or just or I also don't know if there was like a disappointment in some sort of relationship. Could have been a job as well. Again, having to do with anything in your life that these energies could apply to. Of course, everyone's story will be different, so you'll know what applies to you. But again, this is a confirmation of saying that this is a time to heal yourself. You also have 2 8s here. And this is 18. So I don't know if you're seeing 888 around. That also makes me feel like, especially with the 8 of Pentacles here, that there's something about your finances, resources, abundance, and things like this that are going to be flowing in. And again, with the kind of like day-to-day routine thing, like maybe you're seeing incremental progress or successes and things like that, but not losing hope or giving up or being hard on yourself or impatient, or losing sight of your trust and faith that you are going to be successful in this new venture, even if you feel like you're doing it by yourself. I hope that's making sense. But that it feels like it's almost like you're still working on integrating and letting go and processing what has been and what is no more, while at the same time you are working on building something new that is in alignment with your intuition, your calling, and what your heart and soul has been calling you towards. Again, I hope that's making sense, but let's just see anything else that wants to come up for Aquarius that's important, Spirit. So we have the Two of Wands. So yeah, there could be a little bit of second guessing at times, because I feel like there's so much that has yet to be either like solidified, or you're still at like these earlier stages. But again, you're like being watched over, because this eagle is like, it speaks to me again with this Eight of Pentacles here, like, the day to day, like doing the same things, and these routines and habits. And of course, maybe this is another message where like letting go of routines or habits that just don't serve you, that aren't healthy for you, that aren't fulfilling for you. But I want to say at the same time, like, in this Two of Wands here, it may feel like you're kind of like walking in the desert on your own in some way, and you're not really sure when you're going to reach your destination. So again, it's like being able to trust in your intuitive guidance, where your soul is calling you towards, even though you may not be exactly at the end goal or the success that you're working on to achieve with the Eight of Pentacles here. It's just this Eight of Pentacles also talks about being a lot closer than you realize. And also with the Two of Wands, it's like, I know there's a sense of urgency here, but it's like Spirit is watching over you and helping guide you along the way. But it's also asking you to find the joy in the journey, and just enjoy where you are, and focus on what is creative or passionate or enjoyable for you, and try not to be discouraged if you are feeling kind of like any type of feeling of like, should I keep going, or should I stop, or should I do something else? Like, maybe taking a beat to listen, or listen and feel out what your gut instinct, or your heart and your soul and your intuition is trying to lead you towards. Because again, I think with this Eight of Cups here, not wanting to be disappointed, not wanting to go the distance just to like find out that you're not reaching your destination, or, it's just kind of like one step forward, two steps back. But again, it's just, that's kind of the perception, because of like, for the analogy or example of walking in the desert, like you're not able to see exactly the bird's eye point of view, just like in this card, the eagle in the sky watching over this whole scene, and knowing that you're a lot closer than you realize. But of course, you may not be able to see that because of your current point of view, or like depth of field, something like that. It's like there's things that are in the way, or like, again, you're only able to see so far down the way, but you don't, again, by being able to even though physically, obviously, you can't fly up in the sky and see the bird's eye view of things, but you can internally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, so that can help you continue moving forward, and help remind you on a daily basis that you are moving in the right direction. Okay, I think that's wow, creativity at the bottom with the Empress card. So nurture yourself. Take that time out. Like, you don't be too hard on yourself. Don't put too much of a burden on yourself, Aquarius. So this is 111 as well. This is a 3 card, but every time I see this card, it always makes me think of 111. And so this is a new beginning, and this is you also tapping into your intuition, because that's the moon right there. And this is a motherly, nurturing energy, which again, I feel like is I'm being called back to the past lives here with the moon card. And maybe there is that motherly energy that is on the other side, whether it's a grandmother, mother figure, or something like that. Whether you know this person or not, again, it'll be different for everyone, but just know that you are being supported, and to follow your joy. Don't try your best not to cling to the past, because again, this is what I'm saying, clinging to the past of what has been hurtful and what you've had to let go of, or even what you feel like you've lost, like that was out of your control. It looks like the lighting got a little dark there. So again, maybe things have gotten a little dark, but you're being called to trust in the light of your soul to guide the way. So let's get a Moonology card. Again, hopefully all of that was helping you, Aquarius. Let's go ahead and see what Spirit has for you. Communication is key with Gemini energy. You could have Gemini in your chart or be dealing with one. This is new moon in Gemini. We are about to have a new moon. It's actually going to be an eclipse. So new moon eclipse. And I want to say it's in Leo. I didn't verify. I believe it's in a fire sign, if not Leo, but definitely check that out. I feel like this new moon is going to be pretty significant. And again, it's like, it's interesting that this Gemini energy will come out, because I feel like with the moon card as well, it's kind of like, what wolf are you going to feed? Are you going to feed the energy within you that is fear, doubt, worry, anxiety, pessimism? Or are you going to feed the voice inside that is of love and upliftment, empowerment, connectivity, and knowing that you are worthy and more than capable of being successful? It's kind of like what I like to say a lot is your ego is loud while your intuition is quiet. And so which voice are you going to listen to, your ego or your intuition? Because you have that choice of free will to look at the glass half full, look at it half empty, be positive, be negative, whatever it is. But you're being called to believe in the impossible, Aquarius. This is blue moon, full moon. So this is a completion of a cycle that you've been through, but there is something about your clarity and your awareness and you being able to see your situation more clearly. And did I not say before, it's like walking through a forest, and yeah, you may see some things, but your depth of field can only go so far. So you just got to take one step at a time and trust and have faith that you can and will create the life that you want, that you are dreaming about. You just have to take one day at a time, one step at a time, one brick at a time, and eventually you'll have a house. You'll have your dream. You'll have accomplished your goals. So I really hope this made sense. Definitely let me know down below. If you would like to donate or book a reading with me, you can do so through my link tree, which is down below in the description box. Thank you to each and every one of you that has donated. It really has helped me out so much. So thank you for that. And also thanks for choosing me to read your energy. And until next time, have a blessed day.